Hi there. My name is Dr. Rhonda Kofelt, and I want to welcome you to Chem 104, which is our Introduction to Chemistry class here at Calhoun. We are going to have a great time, I promise. I know some of you are very scared, but I want you to not worry about it, okay? You're going to see some things that I have done, and you're going to see some things that another instructor has done, Dr. Amanda Hendricks. She's the pretty blonde lady, okay, just so you know. You'll see some pictures of me. I am not a pretty tall blonde lady. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, so, but we're going to have a great time, as I said. I just want to go through some things. This is your syllabus orientation, and this you should find the things that you need between this and a hard copy of your syllabus to go and do that quiz, and make sure that I have you down for being attending. Otherwise, financial aid, those mean people up there, will try to take you out of class. So make sure you get that done as soon as possible. Okay? Oh, Lord, I've already seen a typo. Okay. Well, anyway, online classes takes a different kind of mojo is what I call it, because you are going to have to take responsibility for doing your stuff when you're supposed to. So you don't have me constantly reminding you, although I will try my best. I don't see you face to face, and so it makes it a little more difficult. To be successful, should say online, not online, you should watch your videos. There are lots of videos that are here. Dr. Hendricks has done those, and she's taken a lot of time so that you can get some explanations. If you learn better from the book and from PowerPoint slides, that's fine. You're going to have a lot of online homework and practice problems, and these are part of what we call the Connect system. And so it kind of makes you read the book. I don't know about you, I don't really like reading the book too much, but you kind of like read it for content as you go through some of that Learn Smart stuff. Make sure you keep up with your deadlines. There are schedules on Blackboard. They're in your syllabus as well, especially like when you're going to have tests and things like that. Make sure you do your work. Don't wait until the last minute. That is a killer in this class. Take your Blackboard exams in the testing center before the due date and before the peak time, or I'm going to explain a little bit later, you can actually take them from home in your pajamas. Split the chapter tests up. There's going to be 2 tests that are going to be due at the same time. Okay, and they're over 2 chapters. But that's 2 90-minute tests, okay? So my advice to you, please listen to me, is to try to do one of those tests each week of the unit instead of waiting until the last week to do it. And then you have 2 tests. And some students wait and procrastinate and end up doing 2 tests in one day. And I rarely see anybody do really well on that. So I'm just saying, start your assignments as early in the week as possible. If you can start on the weekend and get some stuff knocked out, I promise you will be so happy as the week progresses. I will offer some study groups if you guys are interested. I have office hours between 4 and 6 p.m. on the Huntsville campus. And so if those times are convenient for anybody and y'all would like to have some study groups, I will be glad to set those up for you. That's why I tried to do my office hours later in the day so that I could be available to you guys. Please, please, please ask for help. Don't get behind. Please ask me before you get there, because if you wait too long, you'll be too far behind. Now, I have some obligations to you as well. And for you to be successful, I need to give you good videos. Now, Dr. Hendricks has given them, but she did a great job. Homework and practice problems. All of this stuff is set up for you. You've got a schedule of your due dates on Blackboard. You've got online exams that you're going to be taking through Blackboard. They should directly correlate with what you're studying when you're doing your preparation in your Connect stuff. Now, if that isn't the case, you need to let me know, okay, so we can address that. The labs are supposed to enhance your knowledge of the concepts that we do. Some students find these labs difficult. I strongly suggest that you go in and you read any of the help tutorials that Dr. Hendricks has done for these labs, because she has looked at things that give students problems, and she will give you like a video on things to look for. Like I said, I will offer reviews with group opportunities so you can kind of get to know each other. I've got office appointment times as well if you would rather have one-on-one. And it's my intent to be approachable and available to you. So when you need me, I want to be there for you. So again, my name is Dr. Rhonda Kofelt, and I'm not the blonde. My office is on the Huntsville campus in room 1216. And that's on the second floor of the brand spanking new building. It's very pretty. My office phone is there. My email is there. Again, my office hours are 4 to 6 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you can't get there those times, we will try to make an appointment. If you're going to do that, please email me or send me a remind message, and I'm going to talk a little bit about remind in a minute. Office appointments. This is a little program where you go into that and you will see what I have available. And whatever I have available, you can make an appointment, and then I will see that. It actually emails me, and I know to make sure that I'm not in a meeting and I'm not somewhere else. And if something has come up, I can then send you something back so that you know I'm not going to be there. I'm putting this remind code here right now, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later. But Remind is a texting app that where you don't have to know my number and I don't have to know your number. And so it works really well. They use it a lot in K-12 environments, and so it's very safe and very private. And it allows you, if you have a quick question, you can send it to me. A lot of my students will take a picture of a problem they're working on and send it to me through Remind, and that way I can look at it. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll work the problem out, I'll take a picture and send it right back to you. So instead of struggling for hours on a problem, sometimes it's a typo, then I'd much rather you send me a Remind message and let me take care of that for you right away so you don't get frustrated. Now, this is Introduction to Chemistry, as you know, and our section is W04, and that's your CRN number if you ever need it. Your textbook is in the bookstore. It's General Organic and Biological Chemistry by Smith. Now, you choose one of the options. You either buy just the code that has Connect, Learn Smart, and the Learn Smart Labs in it, and that's the ISBN. It does not have a hard copy. Now, you can print stuff if you want to, but it's pretty expensive to print that stuff. Or you can, option 2, just get you can get the online code and the loose leaf text, which is in the bookstore, and that's the ISBN for that. So one or the other, don't get them both, okay, because the code comes with both of those. No matter where you purchase your book, if you're one of those Amazon people, that's fine with me, but you got to make sure that you get the access code to Connect for this Smith textbook, okay? It's very, very important, because if you get the wrong one, it will not work, and you will be very sad. You also are going to need a calculator. I use a TI-8384, but a lot of people like the TI-30XS. It's not as expensive and it's not as difficult to use, so it's a good one for this class. All right, so I'll talk a little bit about the labs, okay? Labs are important. Okay, in order for us to have this be a transferable class, you've got to have a lab component. Okay, so if you don't complete your labs, you are not going to pass. Okay, there is no lab manual to buy. They are virtual labs. Okay, and they're pretty cool, most of them. They are included in that Connect access that you've gotten. Okay, like I said, Dr. Hendricks has made all kinds of these tutorials for you in Blackboard. When you go into Unit 1, you'll see some things, and it'll, like, don't pay any attention to that first part because that's just blah, blah, blah stuff. But then you'll get down and it'll say Unit 1, and then it'll go in order the assignments you should be doing as you should finish them. And so if you do that and go through them, you'll see some of those little tutorial videos she's got right there where the labs are. Make sure you look at those before you start the lab. Okay, you can do these labs several times until you get them right, but they can be very frustrating. And so, like, she's gone in and done an excellent job of explaining the places where you might mess up. Okay, she's got screenshots and everything because I don't know about y'all, but I'm visual and I've got to have that. Okay, Connect homework. Your Connect homework, this is the URL where you can access it. The best way to access, that's just if you can't get onto our website or whatever. The best way is there's a little button that you'll see when you log in, and that little button says Connect, HW, and Lab, and you just click that and it takes you right to this. Okay, that's where everything is: your homework assignments, your lab assignments, and then even extra practice if you need some more. Once you go into our Blackboard shell, go to Start Here. That Start Here tab will get you ready. It takes you through some navigation videos. That's where this video is located, so hopefully that's where you are because you found me. Connect Access is included in your purchase, so make sure it's very important that you go ahead and get that as soon as possible. If you're on financial aid and you need to have financial aid to get this stuff, then you need to go down there and get it because they run out of things. Okay, they run out of these things either on Huntsville or Decatur campus. I don't know which one you're on, doesn't matter because we're online, but you got to make sure you get those materials as soon as possible. In addition to that, on Blackboard, you're going to see PowerPoints, self-checks. Those lecture videos are critical, just telling you. Discussion questions. The discussions are worth 5%, okay? And I'm going to go over grading in just a second, but they're just worth 5%, and you're going to say, oh, they're just worth 5%. But they're really not hard. You don't have to do references or anything. You're just kind of, talking about what you think and what you've seen and that kind of deal. Okay, so no cutting and pasting, no worrying about all that stuff. You just are talking to each other, and it's important that you talk to each other and that you talk to me, because if you don't, then you kind of feel like you're all by yourself, and it's really easy to do in an online class. Okay, now Blackboard, in case you need to know how to get into Blackboard, and of course that's kind of like doing a Braille thing anyway. Blackboard access is through Calhoun. Click on Blackboard, go in your username, your student C number, your 6-digit birthday. Please, if you have trouble, especially like people have trouble with the video clips, check out the browser on the login page, or here's the help desk number. If it's kind of hard to read there, but my pen's been acting crazy. 256-306-2700. That's the help desk. Okay, those guys are there to help you. Guys and gals, sorry, are there to help you. Okay, these are our learning outcomes. You should, with 70%, that's a C, be able to describe and apply the general principles of our chemistry class, explain elements in the periodic chart and how compounds behave, apply concepts and solve problems, perform laboratory experiments, and develop expertise relevant to the professional practice of chemistry. All right, here's what you're really wanting to know about, the grading. There are 10 chapter exams, 2 per unit. Both of them are due on the same day. If you wait until that day, you will be taking 2 90-minute exams on the same day. They are worth 60%. Your Learn Smart labs are worth 20%. Your Connect and Learn Smart homework is 15%. And your discussion is 5%. Now, we get to the end and you're saying, oh, I wish we had some more bonus points or whatever. And I look and you didn't do your discussions. You think I'm going to give you some bonus points? No, not going to give you any opportunities for bonus because you should have done your discussions. okay? And they're an easy 5%. That's half a letter grade, just saying. Your grading scale, typical. I just kind of break it down a little bit more because people always, well, it rounded to a 90. Okay, yeah. So if it's greater than 89.4, which means it's an 89.5, that rounds to a 90, and I'll give you an A. Now, that's if you did your stuff, okay, and I can tell you were working. If you missed things and, looked like you were just kind of being a slacker, not so sure I'll ground that, okay? So if you're an 89.4 and you were doing everything you were supposed to do, you might still make an A. Just saying. Then same thing with the B and the C and the D. If you are less than 60%, there is nothing I can do for you. You are going to fail the course. Exams are found in Blackboard. Do not open the exam until you are ready to take it. Okay? Because then you will be crying, calling me. Each exam will have a time limit of 90 minutes. There will be an exam after each chapter. Okay, so the exam after each chapter. There are 5 units and there are 2 chapters. Okay, remember, you have an exam after each chapter, but you don't have to take them until the second week. There are 2 options for proctored testing. You can either go to the Huntsville or the Decatur Testing Center, and they will be very happy to help you. I will be sending them a roster of the people who are going to be taking the test and a list of the things that they're allowed to have. Or you can take the exam from the comfort of your own home, office, etc., using web proctoring, lockdown browser, and monitor is what that's called. I strongly suggest that you do that because then you don't have to worry about what time the testing center is open or closed, or you get there and there's a waiting line because it's Friday or Thursday and everybody's trying to do it at the same time. Okay? If you do it at your own place, it's much more convenient. I'm just saying. Okay? Instructions for testing web proctoring are on Blackboard. Very easy to find. Hopefully you'll be able to navigate that without too much problem. Unit 5 assignments, that's the last unit, and tests must be completed no later than Friday, May the 5th, 2017. Now, please do not wait until Friday. For one thing, the testing center is only open half a day, so they stop taking people at 11, okay? So you get there and you got 2 90-minute tests and everybody else is there, you're not going to get to make it. And you know what? I'm not going to have any sympathy because I've told you over and over and over again, and I will keep telling you over and over again, don't wait till the last minute. There is no comprehensive final exam. So that May the 5th is your Unit 5 tests, and that is the last thing you have to do for the course. I mentioned the testing centers. The Huntsville campus is where I am, and they are in rooms 205 and 206 in the old building. That's their phone number. There's their operating hours, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Thursday, and 8 to 11 on Friday. And I've got those arrival times as if you were taking one test, okay? So your tests are 90 minutes. So you need to get there 2 hours before that testing center closes if you're going to take a 90-minute test. If you have issues while you are in the testing center, please request that they contact me on my cell phone number. I have given that to them. They can get hold of me. I will answer, okay? If they call my office phone, I will probably not be in there because I'll be teaching class all day, okay? So I try to keep my phone with me so that I know if somebody's having a problem when they're testing. I will put a practice test on Blackboard so you can see what to expect before you go live at the testing center. And it's like nothing. It's like type in yes, things like that, just so you know how to do that. And then the staff will help you with your lockdown browser if you've never used it. They've got passwords. They've got all that good stuff. Make sure you allow extra time that first time you go, kind of like the first time you go to the doctor, because you if you've never tested in Blackboard especially, it might take you a few minutes to kind of get oriented and figure out where the test is. But again, the Decatur Testing Center, I'm sure, is a great as well, but the Huntsville Testing Center people are just amazing. I love them, and they work with me so well. All right, for each chapter, you're going to have to do a reading assignment, problems, and then a Learn Smart lab. So there's 3 things that you'll do for every chapter. And then at the end of the unit, after you've done 2 chapters, you'll take a test. It's like that every single time, okay? Access to those is included in your code again, so don't worry about that. And you've got due dates that are already given to you, so you know when everything is due. These things are also due at the end of the 2 weeks, okay? So you can like not do anything for a week and a half and then want to go screaming into the night because you have got so much to do and there's no way to get it all done, okay? And plus you're not going to learn anything. So please, please, please think ahead and prioritize your time. You do have 1 discussion question per unit and it's assigned in Blackboard. It will downgrade your grade and it keeps you down almost a letter grade. Usually, like if you're close, it'll pull you down. Students are expected to submit all their homework and assignments on time. You must meet those deadlines, okay? If you are going to miss something, okay, I'm talking about exams. If you call, you must call, email, or send me a remind text as soon as you know something's going on. All right? If you wait for a week before you tell me that you missed a test and why, I am not going to have much sympathy. I'm just telling you right now. So as soon as you know something is happening, you need to get a hold of me. If it's something that you plan, then we can work out where you can take it early. Okay? I have to jump through a lot of hoops to get all that stuff done. I'm just telling you. So please make sure that you limit those as much as possible. Excused absences, I don't in my on-ground classes usually allow illness. In the online class, because Dr. Hendricks does this, illness of you or a family member with a doctor's excuse, death of a family member, if you have to go to a college activity with something signed by your dean, military duty, or jury duty. Those are excused absences. The makeup exam, provided you have an acceptable excuse with documentation, I will have you rescheduled for a makeup, or I will have you take something early. If it's unexcused, you will get a 0. It's your responsibility. Okay, and you have several days to take this test. So, you know, you got 2 weeks basically. That any time during that time you can take one or both of those tests. So just because you wait till the last minute and then something happens, that's really not a good idea. Okay, it's your responsibility to provide documentation and notify me if you need a makeup. It is not an automatic thing. Only 1 exam will be made up for an excused absence. After that, you will get a 0. I have had students that seem to get sick every time there was a test. Okay? Sure, you're not one of them, but you can only miss 1 exam. Assignments. Connect homework, Learn Smart assignments submitted after the due date will receive a 0. Because what? You got 2 weeks. Lab. Completion of your lab is mandatory for this class, as I said. You can have 1 incomplete grade for a lab assignment without me penalizing you. If you don't complete a second one, you will get a 0. If 3 or more lab assignments are incomplete, this will result in your failing the class. Ooh, I was serious on that one, right? If you miss 3 labs or more, then you will not pass the class. If you complete all the labs, though, on a happy note, I will drop your lowest lab grade, okay? And that will help your grade, right? So it's not all negative. Attendance is very important for you to be successful. Now, you're in an online class, right? So what's attendance? Well, the first week, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that you submit the syllabus quiz. It's going to talk all about this stuff that I've been talking about, and it's in Blackboard, and you will take that by 11:59 p.m. Sunday, January 15th, 2017. If you do not take it before then the mean financial aid ladies will take you out of my class. Okay? After that first week, your attendance record is really how you're doing in the class. I have these little things that I can set on Blackboard, and they tell me, how many times you've logged into it and how many times, you went into the units and stuff like that. Now, I'm not Big Brother like staring at you or stalking you or anything, but it does give me an idea, because sometimes people are doing really bad. And I feel bad because, I want you to do really well. And then I see that you're not even coming into the class. I mean, you're not even looking at stuff. So then I don't feel so bad. If you continually miss the due dates or don't take your exams, I strongly suggest that you go ahead and withdraw from the class rather than getting an F. Now, we at Calhoun give you a really long time to make up your mind about that. The last day to withdraw, you can withdraw anytime between now and April 10th. Okay, April 10th, and that's like less than a month before finals. All right, I mentioned Remind. Remind, as I said, it's a texting thing where you can text me on your phone. I can text you back. I can send messages to everybody and say, oh, don't forget, this is the deadline's coming or something like that. Now, I can do that through Blackboard as well, and it will email you. Okay. Now, some people don't check their emails for Calhoun. Calhoun is getting really, really strict about that's the only way they want to talk to you. Now, I still am going to text you some. If you sign up, if you don't sign up, you won't get it. But I have some, I meant to put them on this and I forgot, just thought of that. I have the instructions. It's very simple to actually tie the Calhoun email so that it comes to your phone. It's in settings, and it's settings. You set up another email, and you can just kind of play with it. And it's really simple to do. That's what I do. So when you email me, it comes directly to my iPhone, and so I can get right back to you. The texting, though, back to that. If you have an iPhone and you want push notification, that is, when I send you one, you get notified. It's rmd.at/HA7CK6. You're going to, you can do that on your phone. Go to your browser and do that, and on your smartphone if you have a smartphone, and then it will set you up, and then you can send things to me. I can send things to you, and you can also I believe talk to other people in the class if you want to, but other people are not going to have any of your information. If you don't have a smartphone, you can still get text by texting 81010. And then that will send you texts. Okay, now you will get charged if you get charged for text. So just make sure. If you don't have a phone, not many people don't have a phone these days, but if you don't, you can go to that same address there that I gave you on the phone stuff. Oh,